Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everyone out there. My name is Rita JL. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you in Rita Finance YouTube channel. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to it. And if you're a regular viewer and you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please feel free to do so. Share this video as well with your friends, loved ones, workmates, schoolmates, relatives, your WhatsApp group, your best friends, or with anyone who you think is going to benefit from the teachings that are being provided in this channel. Like this video as well and click the notification button so that you can be notified once we upload new video in this channel. Fella, I'd like to thank you for keeping up with the Rita series. Thank you for going through each episode which is being uploaded. And just like a movie series, we already have 9 episodes in our hands. And today we are having the 10th episode. Fella, I'd also like to take time to thank the people behind the scenes, the IT team, for preparing a good soundtrack, which is the one which is heard behind the sound of my voice. Thank you everyone for taking your time to prepare this soundtrack and also for ensuring that this video reach the audience as we desire it to reach them timely. Fella, without further ado, I'd like us to talk about today's topic. In today's topic, I'd like us to learn about addictions that do affect our finances directly. And to begin with, I'd like us to hear a quote from Saint Augustine, who once said, "Habit, if not resisted, soon becomes necessity." If there is any habit in your life or in someone's life and it is not resisted, it will soon become a necessity to him or her. So fella, what really is an addiction? So according to Joseph Frazella, who was formerly a director of the Division of Clinical Neuroscience at the National Institute of Drug Abuse, who once defined that addictions are repetitive behaviors in the face of negative consequences, the desire to continue doing something you know it is bad for you. So if there is any repetitive behavior in your cycle or in anyone's cycle, in anyone's patterns of life, which have negative consequences, and they do have a strong desire to continue doing that thing while they really know it is bad for them or it is bad for you, then know that you are addicted or that person has been addicted. Fella, most of us are aware of the dangers of alcohol and drugs actions as they become rampant since the drug culture began in the 1960s, and much has been researched and written about them. But today I'd like us to talk about other addictions which do affect our finances directly. Some researchers do believe that there is a great similarity between physical addiction to a substance and psychological dependence involved in it, in items such as compulsive gambling, the use of internet in excess, the sex and pornography addictions, shopping addictions, and other eating disorders. And one thing you should know that once you have been addicted, or what happens until you become addicted, is that when you continue doing something and it gives you pleasure, a dopamine hormone is usually released in the brain. And dopamine is usually also known as a feel-good hormone, and it gives you a sense of pleasure towards that item. It gives you a motivation to do something when you're feeling pleasure. So these addictions which I'm going to discuss today are from the book Your Mind at Your Breast, which has been written by Babil, James Deal, and Bobby Bill. They have outlined about 4 types of addictions, including the internet addiction, which of course has been the biggest issue in the internet these days is that it interrupts the social relationships. They also talked about sexual and pornography addictions. But today, I'd like us to focus on two basic addictions, which I show that they do have a direct effect in our finances. The first addiction is the shopping addiction. So shopping addictions usually cause a high form of dopamine. Once a person continues to purchase items excessively, it turns on the dopamine in the brain, and that person feels a very good pleasure once they do any purchases or any shopping at any time. Whenever they see a mall, whenever they see an item, they do have this impulsive behavior to purchase an item. So just like alcoholics usually like to hide their bottles so that they cannot be seen, or like pornography is usually done in secret in internet, the shopaholics, or people who are affected with excessive shopping, usually like to hide their purchases at some point in time. So how this addiction affects your finances? So the consequences of too much shopping are obvious. It may lead you to financial ruin. You may see a person, once they've got a certain income has been received in their hands, they quickly go for shoppings, even without starting first for their putting aside money for savings, putting aside money for tithe, or putting aside money for investment. This person rashly go to purchases. So it may ruin their finances, and also they might be do excessive shopping that they may go out beyond their budget of that month or of that time which they're spending that money. So fella, you have to control shopping and ensuring that you purchase items which are needs and doing away with wants. Fella, another addictions which I'd like us to talk about is the gambling addiction. You may see that gambling addictions tend to be more high to male from the middle to upper class backgrounds. So how does this gambling affect the finances? So during gambling, many people experience the big win at the racetrack, maybe in the casino or lottery, and they feel pleasure. So many experience a big win at the racetrack or the casino or at the lottery, and they feel high, and it pushes them to continue in this behavior. Their winning streak may continue for a while as they gamble, and more often they bet for larger amounts of money. And usually the inevitable will happen, and they may start to lose. So during this losing cycle is when they deplete their own cash reserve, and they may also go further to borrow from others to cover their bets. This may usually lead them in taking legal loans, or they may also go to theft to cover the debts. These addictions for gambling is now high to the youth. Of most of them, they want to get rich quickly, so they go to quick and easier money, which may make them ruin their finances. The bottom line is that if anything is done in excess and it causes pleasure to the brain, it should circuit it with too much dopamine, and it become compulsory behavior, and it may lead to an addiction. So if you see someone is having these types of addiction, they may need to have some help from a counselor or from for a pastor. So your brain usually is longing to be free from this bad behavior that may bind you. So fella, be of good character, control your behavior so that you may not be addicted in an item which may ruin your finances. Thank you for listening to it, and see you next time in the coming episode. Fela, tell a friend to tell a friend to keep it locked with the Rita series. Thank you.